بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين, and welcome to another episode of Ramadan Dates. We all have some sort of problem or issue on an individual level, and you also find that there are issues and problems on a community level, and there's also issues and problems on a ummah level. But one of the units, which is the family unit, also seems and tends to have some sort of issues. Today our episode will be about dealing with family issues. And with us today to discuss this very, very important topic is Sheikh Hassan Al-Sutuhi. Sheikh, welcome to the show.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Malaz, for inviting me.
Sheikh Hassan, is there such a thing as a family without issues and problems?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd, I don't think such a family does exist. Every family must have issues, challenges, differences of opinion. That's part of the dynamics. As long as we are living, and that's in the family, in the community, everywhere.
Subhanallah. From how important is the family unit from an Islamic perspective? How much emphasis is given to that in our deen?
Subhanallah. You find that the family is actually the nucleus of the entire ummah. So every community is made of families, and families make up the communities, and then the community make up the entire ummah. So if the nucleus is healthy, the entire ummah is healthy. If the wal'ayadu billah nas'allah salam, if the nucleus is corrupted or is not healthy, then of course it reflects on the community and the entire ummah.
We tend to find, for example, a lot of advice given to us on an individual level. No. You know, these are the things you should do, to better yourself, to better oneself. We also find a lot of advice in terms of how to better communities and the ummah at large as well. How much emphasis is there in our deen in terms of sort of, for example, bettering the family unit?
Yeah. SubhanAllah, I see a theme in the Quran, and it can just take hours just to talk about this ayat, but just to give an example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا, like in Surah Taha. Allah as well subhanahu, so this ayah translates to enjoin or order or command your family, guide your family for the salah, and salah here is the salah itself, of course, and also means everything else in deen, and getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And have sabr. Not only sabr, Allah didn't say wasbir alayha, qala wastabir alayha. See that additional letter ta in it. Wasbir means be patient with it. Wastabir, have extra patience. The ulama al-lugha or ulama al-balagha says قال زيادة المبنى تعني زيادة في المعنى. The more the letters is, the more there is actually additional meanings. And the additional meaning here is you do not only have sabr in it, but you have sabr and sabr and sabr. And expect that. So don't get angry. Don't just have angry issues, frustration, or this. Raise your level or adjust your level of expectations that you will need sabr for this. And just be patient and consistent. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَسْرِ بِأَهْلِكَ بِقِطَعٍ مِّنَ اللَّيْلِ. How it is, what does it mean? It means a lot of things. One of the meanings is, Allah says, وَأَسْرِ بِأَهْلِكَ means take your family with you at night and escape the dhulm, escape the haram. If there is a corrupted environment around you, save yourself and save your family. Leave, migrate. So, one of the meanings of that is that the captain of the ship is responsible for the safety of his crew. The father, the husband is responsible for the safety and protection of his family, so that he lives with them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Hud, إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ إِنَّهُ عَمَلٌ غَيْرُ صَالِحٍ. When Sayyidina Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, his son didn't want, قَالَ يَا بُنَيَّ ارْكَبْ مَعْنَا. Oh my son, ride with us in our ship. So the water is rising, there's high waves, it will cover even the mountains. قَالَ سَآوِي إِلَى جَبَلٍ يَعْصِمُنِي مِنَ الْمَاءِ. See, sometimes the children will disobey the parents. The parents just want their safety, want everything khair. You're going to drown. You're going to destroy yourself. Irkam ma'ana, come with us. But the boys see the children, some children, they don't see this. They have arrogance. قال سآوي إلى جبل يعصمني من الماء قال لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله إلا من رحم. Said, yeah, my son, nothing will save you. And the water is coming, and he could see it. See, and then فحال بينهم الموج فكان من المغرقين. نسأل الله السلامة. And then the waves and the water separated them and he drowned. And then he said, no, Prophet Muhammad, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my son. And then Allah says, إنه ليس من أهلك.
He's not from your
He's
family.
not from your family. So what's the definition of family here now? See, a son who does this, is he a family? يعني see how all this أهل 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 أهل. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم in the Sunnah قال خيركم خيركم لأهلي وأنا خيركم لأهلي. The best among you are the best to their family, and the family here can be the wife. So actually,
Yes.
the terminology of أهل here, wife is always named as أهل,
Yes.
as if the wife, subhanallah, the whole family.
SubhanAllah.
I see the whole family is just your wife. And it says the best among you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the best to their wives, and I am the best to you to my wife.
Sheikh, one of the things that we find is that there are certain family units whereby the parents are practicing their religion and their deen and the children are not. And it also happens vice versa,
No.
whereby you find the children are into their deen, they want to
No.
practice, but the parents are not so much practicing.
Yeah.
What would be your advice for children that are in this particular category, and how should they go on about
No.
dealing with their parents?
SubhanAllah, that's true, yes, you find these two cases. And SubhanAllah, they are in the Quran. And you see how the Quran covers these two aspects. So the first one is, I give an example of practicing parent, very pious, was Prophet Nuh.
Yes.
And his son was, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, otherwise, or one of his sons was otherwise, the rest, mashallah, they were him. And we have a vice versa. We have the opposite example where Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, while his father was, قال يا أبتي ما لك تعبد why my father, and see يا أبتي 4 times, 4 ayat in Surah Maryam.
Yes.
يا أبتي يا أبتي يا أبتي يا أبتي, say why don't you do this, why don't you do this, why don't you do this? And then I'm guiding to, and then the father قال يا إبراهيم لئن لم تنتهي لأرجمنك. So I will go even to torture you if you don't stop. So in both cases you find, so I advise the audience, read both Surah Maryam, that it's half a page in Surah Maryam and about page and a half or 2-3 pages in Surah Hud. Read them, read the tafsir, find a good sheikh, knowledgeable sheikh, and give you tafsir. And then you'll find the ayat are full of solutions. How do I go about it? How do I handle these two challenges?
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Hassan. We'll go to a quick break and we'll come back. We'll be speaking more about how to deal with family problems in Islam.
Ramadan days.
Ramadan is a time for giving generously to those less fortunate. Your generosity will help distribute food packs to over 20,000 families. You can feed a family of 5 for the whole month of Ramadan for just $50. With a 100% donation policy and no admin fees. Donate this Ramadan to maximize your rewards at sadaqah.org.au.
Ramadan days.
Welcome back to Ramadan Dates. Sheikh Hassan, the examples that you mentioned talk about a clear distinction between kufr and iman.
No.
In our societies we find that this is not necessarily the case. And the reality is that most people are within the Islamic umbrella, yet they're not sort of practicing in terms of their salah, in terms of their actions, in terms of their understanding of deen.
No.
So what kind of advice do you have for that category?
No. In either case, still you are correct. The two stories, the two examples I give are like two extremes, and also prophets,
Yes.
not normal families like us. But subhanAllah, still in the two stories are lots of guidance, and that's why you see a good sheikh or a good tafsir and a sheikh as well to gives you the essence of it, and you will find there is a theme, which is gentleness, gradual approach, gentleness, advice from the heart, not judging. Like once you point a finger, your dad is like this, or your mom is like this, or the children, you straight away you burn the bridge. Well, if it is in extreme cases, you find this, يا بني اركب معنا, يا أبتي مالي,
Softly spoken, subhanAllah.
اتبعني أهديك. What if it is not bad, that extreme case? It is just act of laziness or not practicing, or والعياذ بالله leaving a fard here and there, or والعياذ بالله sometimes doing haram things, which does not take you out of the fold of Islam. But if gentleness was in this, what do I do? So that advice, hikmah, so wisdom advice. And in general, I advise every family, start from the beginning. Start from when your kids are very, very, very young. If you wait until they are 14 years old or teenagers, where have you been? You've been in a coma or something. يعني working at that time there is a different approach. So if you are not married or if your children are still young, this is actually you start working in your family when you decide to get married.
So what kind of work is involved, Sheikh?
No. First one is leading by example. If you yourself are not practicing what you preach, what you advise your child, what do you think your children are smart? When he looks at you, I said, look, my dad is saying don't lie and he's lying. Don't cheat and he's cheating. Be clean and he's not clean. The child will just use وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ as a hypocrite. And once he gets to the teenager, gets power, he will disown, he will not believe you. And then before he gets to that level, you will find it is hard day in, day out to listen to you because he basically doesn't trust you. So we don't want that. So first thing in tarbiyah of the children is to be yourself a role model. And subhanAllah, vice versa too. Before you ask your parents to do anything, you have to be a role model for them. You have to let them love it. Number two, which is related, is al-hal. Al-hal أبلغ من المقال. Hal is your state is much more effective than what you say. Al-hal أبلغ means more effective than al-maqal. وقالوا لحال رجل في ألف رجل أبلغ من مقالة ألف رجل في رجل. The status, the good status, the influence, the impact of one person in 1,000 people is much more effective than the saying of 1,000 people to one person. So be a role model, work on your hal yourself. Number two is gradual approach. Advice from the heart, not from don't look down on people, don't judge people, because because you really care, because you really love. Number five is be smart and try to understand what led to this. Are there I'm asking my child to pray, but he doesn't. Is it because of I gave him tablets, I gave him video games, or I put him in whatever challenges? I can share a personal story if I'm allowed. Like when my son was going to an international school, without mentioning names, I asked him, pray Dhuhr. And he was like praying 3 days, and then he missed 2 days. And then I found why don't you pray? I could be angry, why you are not praying Dhuhr? But then I found that, the lunch break is half an hour. In this half an hour, the boy, and he's in year 1, he's only 6 years old or 7, he has to eat his lunch and he has to play with he wants to kick a ball. He's a child. So I'm putting him in an environment where I'm telling him for you to go and pray Dhuhr and come back. Basically, you miss your lunch and your playtime. You want that from a child, 6 years old? What you're going, and if you press hard and aggressive, what happens? Will he love Salatul Dhuhr? Will he love Salah? So see, wisdom. On the other hand, waking him up for Fajr, I used to take him with me every Salatul Fajr. But some people say, Haram alayk, have taqwa, why are you making it hard for your son? But you see, I make him love this. Right? So I reward it. While those people who were blaming me, they were telling me that they miss Fajr. So I asked them, why? You were consistent in Fajr, but now you're not coming. They said, because now my son is doing swimming classes, and subhanAllah, in freezing weather, you wake them up before Fajr or Fajr time and dip them in a swimming pool to do laps. And this is rahmah. But taking your son to the masjid is not rahmah. So we have to correct our misunderstanding. What is rahmah? And dealing with children as children. Make them love it, playful, and لاعبوهم سبع, you know the advice.
Yes.
Play with them 7 and teach them 7, and so the hard work starts right from young age, and make them love it and reward them for it. Yeah.
That's some really good advice. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. You also find that there are sometimes issues and problems between the spouses, the husband and the wife, and the wife and the husband.
Yeah.
What's your advice in that particular situation? Because there's no longer a father-son type of approach.
Yeah.
It's more of a spouse approach.
More a spouse approach, yes. Again, let's have a platform. And one of the things is when you have a constitution, why organizations have, why countries have, why nations have constitutions? Because these are the high-level agreement between us. And if there is no this framework that we live within, I think it's going to be very hard to continue the relationship And this is where وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, the other exit ways of the relationship, because it's when there is no common platform, there is no common framework, high level at least. So first is, do we agree, and a person and his spouse, they sit together and they tell each other, do we agree that we have to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or not? Answer this question honestly. If someone said, look, now I don't want to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the other one wants, what do you think should happen? Khalas, what is the point of such a relationship? So have this constitution. Do you want to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And there is the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it defined or is vague or is very relative? Everyone just invents. It is defined. It is common. Allah didn't leave us to go to Him in ad hoc manner. There are things that are uncontroversial. So at least let's start with the principal things, the basic things. And we agree or not. Thirdly, let's help each other in it. Let's forgive each other, and let's support each other, and let's agree to help each other, not judge each other, not finger point. When you finger point to someone, there are 3 other fingers pointing back to you. So let's be partners in this. Let's be supportive of each other to this, and get together in this, and grow. Sometimes even both of them, I was talking about it, subhanAllah, this morning with someone, 2 of them are far from practice. And then one of them comes to deen. He wakes up. I said, I want to do this. So he progresses while the other one is left behind. And then issues happen. Right. So how to do? So my advice is to go together. Don't take off without your spouse, without your wife, or without your husband. Don't take off yourself. Right from the beginning, before the gap increases, while the gap is a little bit small, invite each other, share the love, share the action plan, enjoy it, reward each other.
Sheikh Hassan, how does one ease the problems that are found and all the tension that's there within a dysfunctional family? What's the process?
That's a very big question, and I think it needs, I'll try to answer it in the amount of time that we have now in a high level manner. So first, to understand that challenges, the thing that we talked about in the beginning of this episode, is challenging is like the nature of it. It is a must. It is, everyone has that.
You can't escape from it.
Which what does this? How does this affect? When we know that what positive impact has on us, that we don't deal with issues with anger. If you start get a harsh approach, anger approach, basically you burned many bridges and you disabled yourself from making. Focus on try to look at the root cause of the problem, rather than the symptoms of the problem. If we keep fighting the symptoms, you will not get anywhere. ستهلك المطية ولا تبلغ المقصد. You will kill your horse and you will not reach your destination. It is better to spend the energy. What are the root causes of what causes my family to be dysfunctional, right? And start to work on them. And then have that approach of, again, collaboration and partnership, whether they are the kids or my wife or my husband. Let's sit together, and instead of pointing to each other, let's be side by side, كتف في كتف, shoulder to shoulder. We have an issue. Let us. Number 5 is put, again, this framework, the platform, the constitution. This is together, inshallah, we're going to solve the problem in this manner, in this time. Number 6 or 5, now I lost count, is get experts. Don't share your problems with people who will never benefit you. Some people may fall in this type 1 error. They just go and tell his friend, or she goes and tell her friend. And then everyone gives them the fatwa. You do this, and it's like you are just punching in the dark, shooting in it, and you cause more damage than good. So do not share these issues with people who are basically, only share it, even if it is your parents. Only share it with people who have, tick these 2 boxes. They have the knowledge, and they have hikmah. So knowledge by itself can cause actual damage than harm. So the knowledge and the hikmah, and the 3rd condition is they must actually care for you. They love you and they care for you, and they have that ikhlas. And you feel that they have in their heart, they wish for you what they wish for themselves. So that when they put these 3 together, inshallah, you're going to get an effective advice. Some people ask me questions, some over the phone, and guess what? I refuse to ask. I refuse to answer. Because guess what? I don't know the circumstances. I say, look, brother, wallah, if I give you advice, or sister, I don't know you, you're calling me, it's private, I don't know you, but I'm afraid if I give you advice, I can cause more damage than good. Talk to someone who knows you, knows your circumstances, know the big picture, so can give you a relevant and practical advice. وقال الرحمن فاسأل به خبيرا. يعني ask the expert, the one who's good, but not only the خبيرا, the knowledge, the wisdom, and he knows you, and he actually love for you what they love for themselves.
SubhanAllah, Jazakallah khair,
Yeah,
Shaykh. Obviously, it's a very, very big topic,
Yeah.
but it's something very relevant in this day and age,
Yeah.
and something that needs to be addressed in a way that's Islamic,
Yeah.
and as you've advised us, with wisdom and with love and mercy as well.
No, I wanted to say something as well. Let actually the dua, wallahi, don't undermine, don't belittle the power of tahajjud
Yes.
and dua and the sujood.
So night prayers and
Dua and that sujood.
and making a lot of supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Because well, guess what? After all this, it's only Him.
Subhanallah.
إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء.
Jazakallah
That's
khair.
it, yeah.
With that, Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Hassan Sutuhi, for being with us. With that, our dear audiences, we come to the end of this episode. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make all our family units strong and give them the ability to practice their life according to the Quran and the Sunnah and the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ramadan days.